welcome to Show Us Your Boat. Today we're going to be looking at a pretty special centre console owned by a member of Coastwatch, Dave Granville, his Sportsman 17. Dave tackles all elements of fishing from estuary through to offshore, and you can see that through the fit out of his boat, including this awesome customised bait board. So let's go and have a look.
G'day guys, Dave Granville here. Just thought I'd give you a quick rundown on my new boat. So, not new, I bought it second hand, but it's a 2022 Sportsman Island Reef 17. So, 17 footer, 5.2 metre. It's got a 90 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke. Kind of sounds like not a lot of horsepower for this size boat, but surprisingly it gets up around the 30 knot mark, which is plenty for me. Most of my stuff's offshore, I guess, so a lot of the time if you can do 20 knots you're happy. Huge range, 150 litre under-4 fuel tank, so for a 90 horsepower, you know, really good range, which is awesome. So I'm not at the servo every day. Basically, as you can see, lean-to seat here, helm configuration. I've gone with a 12-inch Garmin on the dash, another 9-inch flush mounted. I've also got a 16-inch Garmin mounted up the front that I removed for offshore work. Obviously we've been offshore today fishing, so I take that off, but when I want to chase barramundi in the estuaries and dams, I put the 16-inch back on the front there, and that I run the live scope and all that sort of thing. I've still got my 12-inch here anyway when I'm fishing offshore, marking bait, marking fish, whatever. So really good setup. Rod storage is pretty decent. 3 rods either side of the console, as you can see. Hatch up the front. Storage hatch. It is actually dry storage, which is pretty rare these days, trying to find a boat with a proper dry hatch. But yeah, it's decent size. Obviously all your anchoring gear, not that I anchor very much. As you can see, we're on spot lock at the moment. We've got the Garmin Kraken electric motor up there, and of course you can't hear it. In my opinion, probably the best electric motor on the market today. So little dicky seat in front of the console. I've got my life jacket, safety gear, all that sort of stuff in there. Rod holders, general gunnel mounted rod holders, flush mounted, and as well as obviously some horizontal storage for gaffs and things like that. I use those sea sucker mounts, which are awesome because you don't have to screw into your boat. You just they just suction cup on and happy days. At the back there's 2 big hatches, one's a live well and one's just a storage as well. So I generally have some general tackle, ropes, things like that in one, and keep the live well for obviously live bait when I want to do it. I got my mate to custom make this bait board for me. It's actually alley, which is kind of a bit unusual on a fiberglass boat, I guess, but it works. I could pretty much set it up exactly the way I want it. So the beauty about custom fabrication, of course, you can put everything where you want it. So it's an absolute ripper as well. So happy with that. So now I've been running the boat for a little while. It's actually a really good hull. I've owned a lot of boats, especially small center consoles. Fiberglass center consoles have always been my thing. I fish a lot solo, so that's why I like center consoles. I can do everything within arm's reach. One thing I identified very quickly with this boat is 100% it needs trim tabs. I think just about every boat needs trim tabs, to be honest. Obviously when I'm by myself it's easy to trim the boat laterally just by moving around, but being able to bring the bow up with a following sea or bring the bow down in a head sea for me is super important, and even just those little 1 or 2 taps on the trim tabs can really change the boat. So in my opinion this boat needed trim tabs. I put them on and I'm very happy I did. See if we can't catch a tuna. Been a few nice long-tailed tuna around. I'd love to catch one of them, so I'm actually going to run inshore now. The long-tailed tuna or northern bluefin tuna, whatever you want to call them, quite often follow the coastline. So we'll go inshore, we'll be looking for birds and feeding fish, and chuck some lures at some tuna and see if we can't catch a long-tailed. Yeah, there's a little spill of tuna in front of us. Okay, there's some tuna over here. I think they're only mac tuna, but we'll have a cast. I've got a little stick bait on here. Basically what we're going to do, big long cast, just going to let it sink down a little bit, Then basically we wind as fast as we can. Okay. Nothing on that cast. You can see him feeding behind us there. It's very common with tuna. Come up to them with the bait, they go down and then they come back up again. Really, it's a matter of just getting in casting distance. Obviously, good casting rods, you know, fairly heavy lures, they get the distance anyway. So I think just making sure that you can get a good cast in and get in the middle of the school really is a priority. So we'll just cruise around here. There's quite a lot of bait on the sounder and there's a lot of tuna activity, so we'll just wait for them to pop up and chuck a little stick bait at them and see if we can get them to eat. They can be very fussy sometimes. Sometimes you need to go really small with your lures, right down to little 20-gram metal slugs and stuff, just to try and match the hatch on what they're feeding on. But I've got about 100 mil stick bait there on at the moment. I'm actually trying for something a little bit bigger, even a long-tailed tuna. But the mac tuna will eat these as well when they're hungry. It's just deciding on what they're feeding on today. We decided to put a lure out, catch a tuna, so we'll see what we got here. The way it ran, it sounded a bit like a mackerel, but we'll see. Right in front of Caloundra Headland. You don't have to go far to catch fish around here. Feels a bit tuna-ish. Yeah, got that tail beat of a tuna. Yep, mac tuna. So I won't gap this fish because I'm going to let it go. Alright, we're going to release this guy. There we go, fellas, or boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Well, mac tuna, just trolled up on a hard body. Thought we might get a schoolie or a spotty, but or a longtail. I don't mind eating little hard bodies from time to time too, but anyway, we'll get this fella back. Ready? Go! Off he goes. Alright, well, one tuna.
Thanks for showing us your boat, Dave. You can see more of Dave's boat in some of our other Coastwatch videos, including fishing for Spanish mackerel. We've got more boats coming up in this series. Stay tuned for more.